Welcome, recruit, and thank you for joining Kramenka GoodGuys, a proud division of Kramenka Industries, where peace is our guarantee, no matter how difficult it is to achieve. Today's your first day with the Good Guys, so we'll start with the basics. This video will explore you and your relationship with nuclear weapons. We'll first cover what these weapons are, when and how to use them responsibly, and then we'll learn how to prevent someone else from using them on you. So sit back, take notes if you need, and let's get started. Since the mid-21st century, nuclear armaments have been an iconic staple in the modern battlespace, and Kramenka Industries offers a wide range of recreational and professional nuclear products to protect our clients and their share prices. Let's take a look at three of our flagship products: the GPO-N Dial-A-Yield, the backbone of our tactical deterrents; the air-launched nuclear deterrent, a subsonic cruise missile with an exceptional range; and the Piledriver tactical ballistic missile, heavy, deadly, and deeply persuasive. We'll begin with the GPO-N. The GPO-N Dial-A-Yield is a variable yield nuclear bomb, available in two settings: bunker buster mode at 1.5 kilotons, or metroplex buster mode at 250 kilotons. In bunker buster mode, the second stage is replaced with a parachute system, ideal for low-altitude releases and precision strikes. The 8-second arming fuse grants the bomb a very small interception window after launch, assuming air defenses have time to notice it at all. At full power, the metroplex buster setting delivers complete devastation beyond the works of even the most seasoned accountants. As per international law, it's fitted with a 16-second time fuse, which requires release from relatively high altitudes, unless being tactically lobbed. Please note that non-recreational use of this setting is strictly prohibited, unless the strategic nuclear threshold has been publicly declared. The GPO-N includes a guidance package capable of basic target tracking, but keep expectations realistic. These are weapons of destruction, not precision. So how do we best use the GPO-N? Regardless of the yield setting, there are two main employment methods: stratospheric nuke strike and nap of the earth delivery. In a stratosphere strike, use a stealth aircraft such as the Ifrit or the Vortex. Strip external ordnance to minimize radar cross-section, and if you have extra space in the internal weapons bays, consider loading smaller decoy bombs to saturate enemy air defenses. Once you're in the air, climb to at least 12 kilometers or higher, line up over your target, and then dive sharply when it's almost directly below you. Kramenka bomb sights are fitted with time-of-flight indicators, indicating the amount of time the bomb will fly for before impacting the ground. We recall that 250 kiloton nukes require 16 seconds to arm, and 1.5 kiloton nukes require 8 seconds. Therefore, when the time-of-flight indicator reaches approximately 17 seconds for a metroplex buster, or 9 seconds for a bunker buster, release the weapon and immediately pull into a recovery climb. Your life literally depends on it. Yes, a steeper dive can improve accuracy, but remember, steep and terminal are two very different words. Once your altitude meter starts climbing again, pull down your visor and watch the fireworks. The second option, nap of the earth delivery, trades altitude for surprise. Fly as low as possible in a fast jet. The Revoker, the Ifrit, or the Vortex are all ideal. Follow the terrain until within range, then lob the bomb in a shallow, parabolic arc. For a 250 kiloton strike, assuming you're moving at low supersonic speed, release about 3 to 5 kilometers from the target, using the lob mode of your bomb sight to center the target and ensure the TOF is above 17 seconds. Remember, even some inaccuracy is alright, since your weapons have a very large kill radii. For the 1.5 kiloton parachute version, simply fly over the target at an altitude of 200 meters or so, release, and let gravity and the parachute handle the paperwork. While some consider gravity bombs obsolete, their simplicity and stealth make them remarkably effective. No hot exhaust, no engine plume, just a big noisy boom. But what if you want more range? Let's take a look at the air-launched nuclear deterrent. The ALND is a subsonic cruise missile, traveling at approximately 900 kilometers per hour, hugging the terrain to avoid radar detection as long as possible. Each carries a 20 kiloton warhead and can reach targets well over 200 kilometers away. A fully loaded SFB-81 Dark Reach can carry up to 8 ALNDs if all bays are configured for nuclear ordnance. Because the ALND flies predictably and generates a visible thermal and radar signature, it's vulnerable to interception by heat-seeking and radar-guided missiles alike. That's why we recommend masking it with decoys. With the Dark Reach, for every set of 4 ALNDs, you can load 16 conventional ALMC 450 cruise missiles. That means you can launch up to 20 missiles at a target in total, forcing enemy air defenses to guess which are armed with the deadly nuclear payload. However, for best results, we recommend suppressing or eliminating enemy SAM sites altogether before launch. The missile is agile enough to dodge anti-aircraft gunfire, but not guided interceptors. If direct action suits you, you may also choose to fly the Dark Reach on a low-altitude ingress and release from within 5 kilometers of the target, banking away immediately after launch. But remember, the ALND is called deterrent for a reason. Its value lies not only in destruction, but also in distraction. You can use a salvo of ALNDs to force the enemy's attention elsewhere and keep their radars busy while more important objectives are quietly taken out by friendly forces. But deterrence is boring anyway. Why don't we just erase the enemy altogether? Let's talk about the Piledriver Tactical Ballistic Missile, our premier long-range solution. Like the ALND, the Piledriver can reach targets over 200 kilometers away, but unlike the ALND, the Piledriver climbs high into the mesosphere before drilling down onto their target at Mach 4. Each Piledriver carries a 20 kiloton warhead, and up to 8 Piledrivers can be launched from a single Dark Reach strategic bomber. A nuclear-tipped Piledriver costs approximately $35 million, so clients often mix nuclear and conventional variants, 4 for each salvo. The conventional versions cost less and act as decoys, saturating enemy air defenses. Nuclear destruction on a budget has never been so convenient. Despite their speed, Piledrivers are still visible on radar and infrared, and that's where electronic warfare comes in. After launch, it's best practice to deploy an EW-25 Medusa equipped with long-range radar jamming pods and a radar dome. As the Piledrivers approach their target, use the Medusa's jammers to jam the enemy SAM sites, or the missiles themselves, depending on line of sight. With proper timing, enemy air defenses will simply lose track of the incoming missiles, and your Piledrivers will finish the job for you. The Piledriver combines range, speed, and intimidation in one package. It's the perfect way to say, "We noticed your base." Now that you know how to deploy nukes, let's cover how to defend against them. This is Dodo. I recently insulted him, and now he sees an airbase and intends to defend his honor with every tool in his arsenal, nuclear weapons included. Let's learn how to keep him from erasing our base. Defending against nukes requires awareness and information. First, we take a look at who our opponents are. Are they desperate? Do they have someone with a rap sheet already? Who tends to go nuclear first? Here, we know Dodo is extremely high risk, so we'll try to keep tabs on him at all times. Second, maintain AWACS coverage whenever possible. Early detection can mean the difference between a successful intercept and a smoking kilometer-wide crater where your base was. Dodo begins with a salvo of ALNDs, flying low and glowing on infrared. Often, ground-based air defenses are enough to stop this, but we're not willing to take that chance. We'll scramble in an air superiority fighter like the Revoker or the Vortex, armed with heat-seeking missiles. Radar locks can be unreliable against ALNDs due to terrain masking, so we'll rely on IR for countering ALNDs, which glow with obvious heat signatures. We engage early and generously. Each ALND costs $32 million. Your missiles cost far less. Think of it like an extremely favorable business transaction that you'll happily take every single time. Next, Dodo tries a stratospheric nuclear strike with a stealth aircraft. A radar contact approaches from far above the clouds, traveling very fast, the telltale signs of a stratospheric nuke strike. We have less than a minute to act, so we take off in an air superiority fighter, like a Revoker or Vortex, armed with as many Scythe radar-guided missiles as we can carry. We don't bother climbing to altitude to engage. We instead lie in wait about 1 kilometer up, guarding the base from attack. We don't bother shooting at Dodo just yet either, as his stealth aircraft and high speed means that our missiles will likely go wide. Instead, we wait for the bombs to drop. Then, we lock on and intercept the incoming bombs mid-air with our scythes. The Scythe guidance package is more than sufficient to track and eliminate the incoming nuclear bombs and any decoy bombs in their wake. Once our ordnance is gone, we can pursue Dodo if we have extra ordnance, or just let him tuck tail without the satisfaction of a boom. Finally, Dodo escalates to Piledrivers. We see 8 bright streaks rising into the sky. Each of them could be nuclear tipped. If we happen to be in the area, this would be the ideal time to intercept, as they take a while to break atmo. But we aren't, so we settle for the next best thing. We waste no time, arming our jet with a mixture of radar-guided and IR missiles. The high speed of the Piledriver means they'll enter the Scythe no-escape zone quickly, giving your interceptors improved range and giving us an unexpected advantage. We target lock all 8 Piledrivers, and we wait for the first of the 8 Piledrivers to cross into the NEZ of our scythes. Once in range, we let loose a full salvo of scythes, and watch the Piledrivers drop one by one like flies against a windshield. If there are any survivors, we finish them off with our heat seekers. And with that, Dodo has spent all of his nukes and our base is saved. Congratulations. This concludes your nuclear orientation for now. But before you go, remember, every weapon has a purpose and no strategy is infallible. So use your training responsibly, follow international guidelines when necessary, and above all, fly as high as Kramenka's market share. Thank you for your attention and welcome to the Good Guys.